What's up guys, it's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So the war is brewing. The war is on the horizon and it is time to go to a massive battle. And in this battle, we are going to be focusing on one of the most OG heroes in the whole entire game. He was a bit of a flash in the pan. The minions were incredible when they came out, and then Mega Minions came out, and then he got chucked to the wayside. But we are back. He is back, and he is in the portal. We are talking about the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Liu Bei. That's right, Liu Bei is finally in the Three Kingdoms summon, and we are going to get to have a look at him today. He is here and he's looking absolutely awesome. I'm just checking out this picture now. He's got some leaves and branches growing out of him. I don't know if he's come back from the dead, but he certainly is going to be rattling some cages, that's for sure. So is this guy going to be a massive firework explosion of a hero that we expect him to be? Or is he going to be just like a puff of smoke here and then gone in a few seconds time like he was before? Well, let's get into the portal and let's find out. So yeah, enjoy preparing for the War of Three Kingdoms, guys. This is going to be a good one. So let's get into the portal. We'll have a closer look at him. Here he is in all his glory, and he is featured on alongside his brother in arms, or I don't know, I think there was some kind of clash between them actually in the movie. I'm not sure, I haven't watched it for ages. But yeah, between him and Zhuge Liang, my Asian Snoop Dogg. Yeah, so he is in the portal as well. He is obviously an insane hero. And then my boy Cao Cao. I mean, Cao Cao is an excellent hero, but they're both slow speed heroes. And Liu Bei says, you know what, I'm coming in at average. I'm going to do everything you can and better. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Anyways, let's have a closer look at this guy. By the way, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time coming here and you like the content, then drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, make sure you don't miss any future videos. So Liu Bei is our latest War of Three Kingdoms hero. He is of course a nature hero, and he is of the monk class. Let's just make sure. So he was a druid in his old form, which meant that he got the empowered thorn minion. Kind of got in the way of some of the other minions that he gets, to be fair, but I do like that he's of the monk class. Monk class, actually, my boy Combinator just did a recent video on the classes. I definitely recommend it. I will share the link to that in the description to this video, so definitely go and check that out. But his, I believe, monk class came out as his top rated talent class, and that is saying something. So the withstand is super strong, 30% chance to resist status ailments. That's all status ailments, and if status ailments are resisted, then he also cleanses the newest status ailment from himself. So super duper strong, he can resist status ailments and cleanse it from himself if he does resist as part of his talent. Now the family bonus they get is for the Kingdom family. It's a bonus for 1, 2, or 3 heroes. 2, 4, or 6% mana every time a minion summoned for the hero. That is just a straight up mana boost, which is what makes these heroes so strong actually. Or at least it's a big part of what makes them so strong. They just get extra mana every time they summon a minion, and also they get healing. So 3, 5, or 7% heal every time a minion summoned for the hero. So they, you know, somehow become a healer and a mana generator as well. They do get a morale boost in the War of Three Kingdoms, but to be fair, you don't really need it. It's 10% attack, 3% defense, and 7% health. And that is obviously currently ongoing, or at least it will be very soon. The costume bonus for these heroes, so we're looking at stats boost, 35% for attack and defense, 45% on the health, and a 5% mana bonus. So that's super important. Because it means that their stats are now far more relevant. But the best thing about these heroes is, and we all know it, the unstoppable minion passive. This passive is brutal. Basically, it means that resistance against minion removal can't be prevented from receiving minions, and minions' attacks and effects abilities cannot be disabled. So any minion that you summon for yourself, or this guy summons for himself, you cannot remove it. You can't stop it from attacking, and you can't stop it from giving whatever effect it's giving. So that is really strong. In terms of stats, We'll switch off the max power, but I did see something super important there. So before we do that, ailment immunity, ether talent versus damage reduction. I mean, which one would you rather have? I know which one I'd rather have, and that is the ailment immunity. But I'm thinking because he resists ailments as part of his class, maybe you'd want the damage reduction. But to be fair, you can't really, you're hard pressed to pick between the two. So I'd say either version of this hero in terms of second limit breaks is definitely going to be worth those alpha ethers. The ailment immunity at the start of each battle, he's immune to new status ailments for 6 turns, and that is very strong. We have a lot of strong ailment dealers coming into the portals at the moment. So yeah, super strong so far. I'm really giving you the benefit of the doubt, dude, so you better not let me down. Okay, so stats wise, we'll switch off the max power. Pretty low compared to some of the other heroes. So first downer, 1134 on attack, 1063 on defense, and 2057 on health. So really good stats, but maybe a little bit lacking in the defense department. The good thing about costumes though is that they continually increase the stats for costumes. So you can always do with leveling a costume because whether it's a season 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 hero, or whether it's one of these War of Three Kingdoms heroes, you can pretty much count on the fact that as power creep sort of changes and as the costumes come out, that they will balance these stats to a degree. So they might not be the most powerful, but they'll definitely remain relevant. So yeah, it's a good thing to summon a costume. Forest Command is the special skill. It was Call to Arms, so a bit of a change around in the name. He was dealing 360% damage to the target and nearby enemies, and he summoned a Shoe Soldier minion for each ally with 16% HP and 17% attack. When summoned, the soldier minion gives its owner the ability to counterattack with 60% of the damage received as long as the owner has a Shoe Soldier minion, and the effect can't be dispelled because it's attached to the minion. So that was a super strong effect. Really, really good. Because he actually summons the minion, let me just confirm, for every single ally. So even though he's dealing damage to the target nearby, every single person on the team gets a minion. So that is super strong because it means doesn't matter who you counterattack unless you or who you attack, sorry. Unless you destroy the minions first, you are going to be getting some of that damage aimed right back at you. So that was what made this guy strong. Let's see what makes him stronger. So his hit is not as strong, 350% to the target nearby. He still summons a Shoe Soldier minion for each ally. And here it is. This time the minion has 33% HP and 33% attack. For a lot of heroes today, we are nearly pushing into the realms of like 3000 HP. That means that a minion with 33% is going to be having about 1000 HP. So you do the maths. That's a pretty hard hit that you have to do to get rid of it. 33% attack for the minions, not that big, but when summoned, the Shoe Soldier minion gives the owner the ability to counterattack. Now it's with 55% of the damage received for as long as the owner has the Shoe Soldier minion. And of course, the effect can't be dispelled. So we're losing a little bit of the damage. So we're going from 360 to 350, but then we're increasing the stats quite a bit in terms of the bonuses that we're getting. And we are losing a little bit of the counterattack. So we're losing 5% on the counterattack, but we are gaining a massive, like nearly 15% extra, I think it is, on the health of the minion. And that is going to make a huge difference. So would you use this one just for the extra damage and the extra counterattack? Hell no. This is the one that you want to use. If you do summon the costume, you want that extra HP on the minion to make sure that your heroes are more survivable. You want to absolutely max this guy out to the moon. Put him on your defensive team and just watch the carnage ensue. If you are lucky enough to have pulled somebody like Costume Dia-chan, these heroes are going to pair so well together nowadays that it's definitely worth putting the two of them together. Even another hero in the War of Three Kingdoms, like if you had Cao Cao as well, I'd go ahead and pop him on my defense. I mean, it's just absolute minion madness. And I'm coining that phrase. So that is my thoughts on Liu Bei. I mean, honestly, I think he's an S tier hero all day long. He's going to be absolutely amazing. Having an unstoppable minion that can't be prevented from counterattacking, and you gotta take it down by 1000 HP to destroy it, is just huge. So huge congratulations if you do pull this guy. He's a hitter, he's a protector, and he's a really, really good hero. Obviously, he's protecting himself from ailments in pretty much all ways, except having a ailment protect as part of his special skill. So that's also something that I really do like. And the other good news is that he's not the only new hero in this portal. We do have 2 other brand new heroes. So before I forget about these lovely people, we do have Wang Yuanji. So Wang Yuanji is our Fiend Destroyer from the War of Three Kingdoms. She is obviously a 4-star hero. But in terms of the stats, I mean, if you look there, you know, nearly 1100, 1047 defense, and nearly 2000 HP. For a 4-star hero, that's not bad at all. I can see straight away she's had a switch around in terms of the talent class. This is important because she is a healer. So having a healer that is of the cleric class is generally better because they get the mana shield, so they prevent mana reductions and effects that prevent them from using their special skill, which is probably more important than the sorcerer because she's less of a defensive hero. I'd put her more as an attacking hero. We had an ether talent change around, but not much from health increase to regen. So not much to say there. Pretty nice stat boost, but again, the power creep is much slower for the 4 stars. The reason the power creep's slower, just by the way, guys, in case you didn't know, is that, sorry, in case you didn't know, they release less 4 stars and 3 stars than they do 5 stars. That's kind of obvious to say. But what that means is that it means the power creep in the 4 stars and the 3 stars is far, far slower than it is for the 5 stars. Because if you're releasing new heroes every single week, if you're releasing like 10, 15 heroes a week, you need to make sure that the heroes are more desirable. So you have to give them more power. With the 4 stars and the 3 stars, you're probably releasing maybe like 1 a week or 1 every 2 or 3 weeks, or sometimes even like 1 or 2 a month. And that means you can keep it more balanced. So if they want to take a kind of leaf out of anybody's book, they should really be looking at releasing 5 stars like they do 4 stars and 3 stars. But then they wouldn't probably make as much money. I don't know. I'm not a businessman. I just like playing the game, but that's the way they should do it. Anyway, that's why the power creep is much lower for the 4 stars. Anyways, so that's why also the costume bonus is lower as well. So she also gets the unstoppable minion passive. So any minions summoned for her can't be prevented from receiving minions, or the attacks and abilities can't be disabled. But we don't really have to worry about that too much with Wang Yuanji because she doesn't summon minions. But what she does do, and this is now super important. So she is running at slow speed. Calligrapher's Empathy is the special. Destroys all fiends from all allies. This effect damages mega fiends. So this takes away a significant amount of health from mega fiends. I wish they'd be more specific. We haven't had a huge chance to test this so far, but it definitely hits the mega fiends a lot harder. Now that does apply to her original special as well, but she also boosts the health of all allies by 520, and boosted health can exceed max HP, and all allies get 30% increased defense for 5 turns. So it's a really good counter to be able to deal with the mega fiends that we've got coming. So I think Wang Yuanji is definitely worth a second look. Would I have her in original version just because she's got a higher health boost? I don't know. I might. I mean, I might, but it's only like, yeah, it's 105 higher health boost. So I don't know, maybe in the rush format, not, maybe in the regular format, yes, but it's just that talent class that I'm thinking about. She'll have the rest of it anyway, but either way, I think that now in terms of this current meta and the mega fiends that are coming out, if you do pull Wang Yuanji, then don't be sad about it that you didn't get a 5-star. I would definitely level her. I think she's definitely worth a look, and she looks absolutely amazing. Right, so moving on, we have our other hero in the portal, which is now a really weirdly white-haired Xiao Yu. Sorry, the name pronunciation is terrible. But it is cool looking because I must admit, he's gone from like a warrior, like on the good guy's side, to like an absolutely demon form of himself with the black eyes and everything else and the white hair. So yeah, I like it. I think it looks cool. So he has gone from being a ranger to a rogue. That's not too bad because it's a bit better for him defensively. He gets the same family bonus as the rest of the kingdom family heroes, so we won't go over that again. And costume bonus as well for the 4 stars is going to be the same. Stats wise, you can see again, he's more attacking, he's got nice HP, but his defense is a little bit lacking. But that's okay, to be fair, because he does give burn damage. So let me just double check in terms of the attack stat. So yeah, the burn damage that he gives will increase with the attack stat. So I would say if you do pull this guy, just go attack and defense where you can maybe, but prioritize the attack nodes on the talent grid for this dude. And actually that works for him with the rogue class, because the rogue class is the highest. You can get the most attack out of a rogue talent grid. So he also gets the unstoppable minion passive, and this is for him is going to be super strong because his special is Scion Blade, and he'll deal 345% damage to the target, and then he summons a Wu Soldier minion for each ally with 22% HP and 30% attack. The target hit by the Wu Soldier minion receives 549 burn damage over 3 turns. This is a humongous improvement on his original card. So yes, we're going down in terms of the damage, but he's dealing 345 instead of 355, so it's not a huge thing. But he's summoning the soldier minion, which had 10% HP and 18% attack, and used to deal up to 360 burn damage. That little minion has now doubled, more than doubled in terms of his HP and attack. And he also now hits with 549 burn damage over 3 turns, which is a heck of a lot more than 360. So that is pretty huge. I like this hero a lot. I don't think he's going to suddenly turn the tide for you in terms of being, you know, more capable with the 5 stars in the wars and raids and things like that. I think you'll still struggle a little bit. But in terms of 4-star tournaments, he's going to be an absolute beast. So yeah, I really, really like it when they release 4 stars like this. And I'm totally sold on Xiao Yu. I think he's going to be an excellent costume. So those are my thoughts on the War of 3 Kingdoms, guys. So please do let me know what you guys think of the new costumes for Liu Bei and for his colleagues, who I forget their names totally, Xiao Yu and Wang Yuanji. Let me know what you think of these guys that are in the portal. Let me know if you're lucky enough to grab this absolute monster or any other hero from the War of 3 Kingdoms, if you are lucky enough. And just before we go, so you know what war band I'm in, you guys can share yours with me as well. What kingdom am I in this time? I've been assigned to the Shu Kingdom again. So if any of you are in the Shu Kingdom, we'll be fighting alongside each other as a band of brothers. So we'll be doing some absolute destruction and causing some mayhem and ruckus. Let me know what kingdom you guys are in, and obviously I want to hear your weird freaky names when you do get your war bands lined up and ready to go. But that is everything for today. So I wish you guys absolutely everything of the best. Have an awesome day further. Drop us a like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now, guys.